Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Just do 9:36.
9:36.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 9:36.
All right. Well, welcome to the Solgr and Fusha Only Show podcast. I'm Solgr Only.
The one, the only Fusha as well.
Welcome back. This is actually our first episode back in a couple weeks. We actually took the last couple weeks off.
We've had a lot of moving around to do. Super busy.
Yeah, the reason why.
Con.
Yeah, the reason why we didn't do it 2 weeks ago was we had a gaming con in our local area that we went to on Saturday that we'll get into.
Yes.
And then we also, if you could probably tell from the video actually, we have a different setup right now.
Which is really nice. There's so much more room, and you will no longer hear me complaining about how hot it is. Because since we rearranged and had a little more space, both rooms are like ice cold now.
Mm-hmm.
We like get cold.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, I thought you already did that.
No, but we'll do this now too.
Okay.
We
need to move Nuka-Cola, girl.
I know. I mean, it all gets hidden in the green screen anyways.
Work in progress.
So the setup, we finally have it in its own room. It's its own office now. I still need to film a new setup video. So we'll be having that. Once I get that done, we'll have that up on the YouTube channel as well.
Right, but it's not a video, but there is pictures on your Instagram of the new setup, because you probably didn't know, but before we arranged, right here would have been where our bed was. So
I mean, yeah, because when you used to watch the streams back then, the door was directly behind me to where I always had to move out of the way when...
And now the mini fridge is over there, which is nice until I realized the door is slipping off again, and I went to go push it in, and I'm like, can't easily access the back of the fridge.
Oh, that's true. It is going to be a little bit of a pain for that now, but...
Not too bad.
Oh, well. Yeah, we got a lot to get into this week, though, especially being after a couple weeks. So, yeah, we're going to get into the gaming con. Huge news in the world of Doctor Who, which we usually start off with because we do this show every Sunday, and normally Doctor Who is on the night before, but the season is...
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say, if you know anything about Doctor Who, then you know the whole controversy, explosion, awesomeness we'll get into.
Yeah, they announced who the 13th Doctor is going to be.
The ending, oh my god.
You mean of the season finale? Yeah, did we even talk about that?
No, because it was like 3 weeks ago that we did it.
Okay, so yeah, we haven't even really gotten into that too much either.
I'm really not sure. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's like
we found out last week about the Doctor.
I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed, you know? Like, there's so much stuff to get into, and I'm also like...
Squirrel!
Like, where do we start? Yeah. And that's how our episodes always are anyways, you know?
True.
Like, it's always, we're going here, and then over there, and then back over here, and...
Yep. That's how I roll. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's crooked.
What?
My home is in your heart. I didn't mean to hang it crooked.
Oh, God. I think your OCD is worse than mine at times now.
I think so.
Because normally that would normally drive my OCD up the damn wall, but...
It's driving mine up the wall right now. But I'm not going to fix it. No, it's too much work. I'm doing like the bare minimum work possible. You don't have to go to work tomorrow. I do. But then I'm off Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm streaming all day tomorrow.
But yes, thanks for coming in and listening to us chat. Anyways, to just jump right in.
And anyone in chat as well, you know, feel free to add to the topic that we're talking about. We'll read it.
Give us your reviews.
As long as it pertains to the topic. And because then we upload these episodes to the YouTube channel too as well. So
yeah, we don't acknowledge trolls.
Yeah.
They stay under the bridge.
And also, just a quick housekeeping announcement as well, real quick, is we also do have some other podcasts in the works. Homicidal Loose, Solaris X, and Inebriation, and a lot of us have a couple different things that we have in the works. Like me, Homicidal, and Solaris, we've been working on a Team Extreme podcast that we're going to be doing. And then with some other people like Inebriation and Stylus Gaming and stuff, we also want to get like an all Destiny one going on as well.
So when you said I was fired, I was really kind of fired.
No, because there's still going to be this one.
I know, I'm kidding.
Because I told them that. I told them that the thing that me and you do on Sunday is still the Solgr and Fusha one.
You know the thing that we usually do on Saturdays? I miss that thing. I want to do that thing. But
you're making it sound bad.
No,
she's talking about our zombie streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We haven't done that in a few weeks either.
It's been like a month.
It has been a while since we've done our zombie streams.
Which I'm actually kind of surprised because like Friday night we'll be like, hey, let's do our dual stream whatever thing on Saturday, and I'm always all up for it. And then when it comes time, you're like, I'm going to switch to this game. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just do what I was doing. I'm a very content person. Yeah,
and that's the thing. I mean, how about let's start it off with this. I always like starting it off with what we've been playing throughout the week. Because you actually finally played some stuff yesterday.
A little bit of Life is Strange.
And then we actually re-downloaded Until Dawn for you.
Which I almost switched to last night because Life is Strange was frustrating me in the game.
Was it frustrating you in the sense like you were stuck on a part, or like how?
In the general idea, yes. Because an event will happen and it'll give you the because you can't always rewind. It's only select times that it lets you rewind and change your decision. But
can you do it on every decision though?
No, some of them, like the cinematic ones, once you make that decision, it doesn't let you go back and change it. Unless after that whole decision, that like whole group of decisions, you can go back before that even happened and then change those. But it's not all the time. And what I mean by being stuck is like, for example, in the first episode, I actually learned that she retains everything from when she rewinds, but she had to hide in the closet because her friend's stepdad was coming up and she didn't want him to know that she had any friends over. So then, well, no. Actually, I'll go over a different. Yeah, this one is a better example. She's going in the dorms and this total of a character isn't letting her through. It's just being a snobby little snoop. And so then she goes and turns on the sprinklers to get her away from the stairs so she can go into the dormitories. Anyways, it doesn't work. So then she's like, I have to figure out some other way. But you have to wait until the janitor puts the paint bucket up on the hook before you can rewind and what's the word? Like screw with the bucket of paint.
Sabotage it?
Tamper,
okay.
Before you can tamper with it, you have to wait till he puts it up on the hook, because then it's like, oh, okay, I know what I'll do. Or rewind time, tamper with it, so when he goes to put it on the hook, the paint just falls all over the snooty snoop. She's up. So my decision was to mock her and take a picture because she deserved it. But while I was playing, it's like I knew what I needed to do, but I couldn't, like, you have to do certain things before it lets you do other things. And it doesn't let you know what things you have to do. Like, there's an order to the madness that you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. As we completely skipped over Doctor Who.
No, I said this is where we're starting.
Okay.
We're going to get into Doctor Who.
Yes, but it's, well, and one other thing I wanted to say is, like I was telling you last night, it wants you to be nosy, and then all the characters get upset at you for being nosy, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy, let me rewind that so I wasn't nosy, but I retained the information.
So you have to be like kind of subliminal about it, and yeah. I mean, I still want to play that game for myself as well.
I like it.
Yeah, and there's more games like that in the works too. You know, those really interactive. They're almost like interactive movies in a way.
Yeah, the one that I really 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 want to get is, we can only find it on Amazon, Beyond and Heavy Rain.
Yeah,
I really want that one because I love Beyond.
It's a compilation. It has them both in one.
And those are like my favorite kind of games.
Yeah, and then you need to watch. Well, I think I showed it to you at E3 when they showed Detroit Becoming Human, which is the next game like that. That one looks good. Which is the next one like that. That
really good. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that one looks. I think that one looks pretty good too.
You know what I realized though? For someone who is so indecisive in the real world, how the hell am I playing these decision games?
Well, look what you do. You restart them a lot. You always want to play back and go through, and that's why I told you when I told you about
Until Dawn.
No, about Life is Strange, is I told you that you can rewind time and change your. I'm like, here, play this one. This one you don't have to restart to make a different decision.
It's still so much more complex than that, because like you go back and you change that decision, but then it's just more complex.
Mm-hmm.
You change that decision and then you make a different decision, and then she still retains the information, but then sometimes if you rewind too much, then the decision you wanted to make didn't get made because you rewinded too much and you didn't notice, and you're like, oh crap, I let the bird die.
Oh my god.
It's true.
All right. Yeah, I've been playing, just keeping up with the variety thing, you know, that we've been doing the past pretty much over a month, really. We've been doing a lot of variety.
Yes,
but this last week we've really dug into Warframe. We've really been playing a ton of Warframe. I've been playing it on the Xbox and on PC, but mainly on PC the last few days. Like, I streamed it for like 6 hours in the morning yesterday, and then a couple hours at night, and then about another 7 today before this.
I think it was last week or the week before you had a PUBG binge where you were doing that a lot.
Yeah.
And you were doing really good on it.
I mean, I actually played PUBG a little bit last night.
A little bit.
But the thing that I've been playing I really want to get into is this week was the Destiny 2 beta finally kicked off. And real quick, Homicidal's in chat. I actually want to mention this to him. I don't know if you noticed this, but I saw a tweet today that Tefty Teft retweeted a tweet from Bungie that said that the beta is going to be extended into Tuesday now to allow for additional testing. So
gotta fix those bugs and glitches.
And Homicidal and I will actually talk a little bit more about this tomorrow, because we're going to do a daily dose tomorrow, most likely on the beta. So I don't really want to get too much into it, other than the fact that I'm loving it, and it's the beta's doing its job. It's getting me more hyped for the game. I'm more hyped than I was going into it. And
I just need to play it now.
And the thing is, you know, before we actually got our hands on it, of course, you know, a lot of the haters were saying it doesn't look like a sequel. It looks like it's DLC. It looks like Destiny 1.5 or all this. And I would always lash back on them as like, oh wow, Destiny 2 looks like Destiny. Like, what a shock, you know? Like, of course it's gonna look like Destiny, you know? But it's a lot different than I was kind of expecting. Like, it was
the ball
even
gets stuck in the farm.
I know. No, I'll get to the farm in a second. I haven't gotten to there yet. But it feels different. Even just the movement and the shooting. Don't fix what isn't broke, right? I mean, that's the thing with Bungie. Their shooters are the most polished, like best feeling, best. Their first person shooters are incredible. They have that it factor thing, you know, that you could tell it's a Bungie shooter.
The main...
Even if you played the game and you had no idea what the game was called or who made it or anything, like, you would kind of have a feeling like, damn, this reminds me of a Bungie game or something. But
the only thing I'm really surprised about with Destiny 2 is that they didn't do the dedicated servers.
See, and that's the thing.
What's the reason behind that? That's what I want to know.
That's a whole nother show in itself, really, because when we...
That's Destiny Unplugged.
Exactly. Because when we heard that it's going to be on PC and all this stuff, that, you know, we were all thinking, oh, for sure, 100%, it's going to be on dedicated servers now. You know what I mean? But then when it was revealed that no, it's still peer to peer, then of course Bungie came out with a TWAD right after all that and said it's not exactly peer to peer, it's not exactly dedicated, it's kind of a hybrid of both. I mean, because in all honesty, dedicated does have its own faults as well, but it is
pros and cons to everything.
Exactly, it is better. I mean, peer to peer has its pros and cons, and dedicated has its pros and cons. And the way Bungie explained it is that's what they were doing, is trying to mold, whatever, whatever you want to put it, bring in the good from each into one, is kind of how they were explaining it. But my experience is, and in the beta, we have the, what the hell's the name of the strike? There was one strike, one story mission, and then 2 PvP maps and modes. So, I did the story mission once for each character, Warlock, Hunter, Titan, and then I think I've done the strike maybe a couple times each, and then other than that, a crap ton of PvP. So, and honestly, it's a beta, so you have to kind of take it for what it's worth, but, and like I said, I'm also trying not to go too far into this, but netcode wise, it feels a lot like Destiny 1, but I don't know if you just chalk that up to the fact that it's a beta. And not only is it a beta, Bungie also said that this build that they use for the beta is also like months old. This is like pretty much the same build that they showed off at the DRE at their gameplay reveal, which was back in May.
Yeah.
And even at that point, they said it was even like a month old. So this is easily like a 3-month-old build, at least.
And there's always updates. There's always updates.
Exactly. And there's also been some kind of stuff going around because there was a small update they rolled out once the beta was on. So they've even updated the beta. And Bungie has never really said what they did, though.
Could be why they extended it.
It could be, exactly. I mean, they could have put something in it that they wanted to test a little more. And speaking what you kind of mentioned, today they actually opened up the social space, the farm, for an hour. I think they actually kept it. They said they were going to open it for an hour, but I think they actually had it open longer because
it still felt like the shortest hour ever. Like, I wish that how quick that hour went by. I wish that's what work was for me. Like, oh, what do you mean it's already been an hour?
I was surprised when after I kind of explored everything and played a bunch of soccer and stuff, or football if you're in the UK.
Yeah, that's true. It is football.
Yeah, after doing that, it probably literally only felt like 15 minutes, and so I was shocked to realize that I'd been in there for somewhere between an hour and 15 minutes and an hour and a half.
It was by the time I got back from the store this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I was messing around in the farm for a little while, and it was a pretty good social space. It was pretty dope. I liked the art style behind it. I liked we got to mess around. Like, I got to mess around with the mantle option now, to where you can jump up to a ledge and they'll actually pull themselves up now. So it made it a little bit easier to jump up on some stuff. So if there's going to be like any kind of jump puzzles or anything like that, like they had at the Iron Temple in Rise of Iron, I was trying to see if there was any kind of jump puzzles like that, but I couldn't really. I mean, we were climbing up on buildings and, you know, we got on some crazy stuff, but there wasn't anything that really looked like the jump puzzle compared to the Iron Temple one.
I never did find out. I remember when you were in the farm and you said that they were only doing it for an hour and the hour is up. You didn't know how they were going to get people out of the farm. Did they end up just sending you back to orbit?
No, I ended up just leaving on my own. I left on my own volition. That was actually when I switched to Warframe.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I played like a couple hours of PvP, and then it came around time to when they were going to open up the farm. So then I checked out, and the farm was there. So I jumped into it, explored it for a while, and then after that, I was like, all right, I think I saw everything. I'm switching to Warframe. So when I switched from Destiny 2 from the Destiny 2 beta to Warframe, the farm is still available. So, or at least I was still in it. But the thing is, I was kind of AFK for a minute, and my character was just standing there in the farm. When I came back, the farm was pretty empty, and there was only me and maybe 2 or 3 others in there. And
it probably at that point wasn't letting anybody else in.
Exactly. It probably wasn't letting people in. So it probably just whenever you left. It probably wouldn't actually kick you to orbit. It's probably just whenever you finally left on your own, and then you just weren't able to come back.
That's probably right. I do have a question though for you. We never went over our experience at this gaming con on our last podcast, did we?
No, because we went to the gaming con
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
My nephews loved it. They had such a blast.
Yeah, we went to the gaming con. So we went to the gaming con in our local area a couple weekends ago. It was the third one they've ever done, and our second one that we've gone to, because we went to the one last year.
It was a lot more successful than the one we went to last year.
It was a lot bigger.
A lot bigger. It was a ton of fun, and I actually bumped into quite a few more people than I was expecting.
That you knew.
Yeah. That I knew really well. Like an old colleague that was telling me to go work at where he's at now, and I'm like, everybody's telling me the same thing. Eventually I'll listen. And
then a current colleague that you're working with now had a booth.
Had a booth, which I think would be incredible for you to do next year, because you should do a booth. Like, I know you always want to get back into drawing, and it would be just really freaking wicked if you drew like some game art custom, or something like if you had a booth and you actually took the time to draw like you used to. I think it'd be successful. And then while we're there, I'll man the booth and you go play these different games and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun. My nephew did the VR and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he messed around. He played a game. I really can't remember the name of the game, but I remember it was a game that it's not even out yet.
No, it's not. It was something, I want to say like Night something.
Oh, I really wish I can remember the name. I had never heard of it before. But yeah, he had a lot of fun with that, and I actually played. They had Overwatch on these PCs at this. It was a booth for Gamer Throne chairs.
We got this awesome magnet.
Oh yeah, the little Groot.
It's a little baby Groot.
And
I love it.
Yeah, Inebriation says, I'd help you with a booth. I know, that'd be so fun, right? Like,
it would be perfect, because you have, like, the talent to draw and stuff. We know you can do it.
It's the time.
You'll find time.
Yeah.
It's all about your priorities.
Yeah, I know. Well, if I was able to take, like, if I was able to have, like, a stream schedule of, like, I don't know, like where I have a day or 2 days off in a week. You know what I mean? I mean, here's the thing. If I didn't have to have like a real job, if streaming was my job, like Monday through Friday, then it would be a lot easier to take days off. But since I have like a real job, I stream any chance I get.
You have been making improvements, because lo and behold, I placed a pencil, a couple pencils, and a scratch note, like a art pad, scratch pad. What do you call them?
Just a sketchbook.
Sketchbook. Yeah, I'm so used to scratch pad at work that's what I call them now. But sketchbook in the car, and I kept telling him, well, you wait for like an hour for me to get off of work when you're walling off, and it made my day. I came out to the car and you were actually drawing. I was like, oh my goodness. It's happened.
Yeah, I actually drew a little bit one of the days this week. Yeah, I mean, I actually did a couple days, but
we really gotta work on our priorities because we're still supposed to have a Netflix weekend night thing and work in progress.
It's that damn streaming gets in the way. Damn you, Twitch.
You love it.
I know I do love it. That's the problem.
That's true. But it was a lot of fun.
But it was awesome playing Overwatch at that Game of Thrones booth. Those chairs were freaking incredible. I would get one in a heartbeat, but they're actually even more than the DX Racer ones. Like these ones were
top of the line.
Like 450, like 400, like some odd, like 440 something, and they were saying that was even like 5% off or something for the con. I'm like, you guys are smoking some heavy stuff if you think you're. I mean, they were amazing chairs, but
what was really cool was they had in the display case the Xbox S.
I was gonna get to that.
Spoilers.
But I played Overwatch in this chair booth on a PC, and it was amazing. These, God, I'm trying to remember the Asus, these 4K Asus monitors. Like, oh my God, it was insane playing it on that.
I actually got footage that I should probably post to Instagram.
Oh yeah, you did film video of that. I forgot. Yeah.
I got video of you and my nephew.
Yeah. And I only took one picture, and it was actually what she was just getting into. Right around the corner from that, in a display case, they actually had the Xbox One X there.
It's so beautiful.
I was really surprised to see that there.
It's smaller than you think it'd be.
It is even smaller than the S. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the old original PS2 in a way. Kind of a little bit.
Slightly, just very slightly.
Because you remember the original PS2? It was, like that. Just it was like about that thick. I mean,
I remember.
It reminds me a lot of that, and it is such a good looking console. I was really surprised to see it. I mean, it was only on display, and then they had a screen with like some trailers showing.
Yeah, that was cool too.
And that was it. So I mean, like we said, it's a gaming con that's only 3 years in, so it's not like Gamescom or
it's
E3
no
San
Diego Comic-Con or anything like
that. It's nothing like that where you have all these developers there and there's all these games that aren't even out yet that you get to play. I mean, there were some games there that weren't out yet, like the VR game and stuff, but.
And one other thing I want to say that we discovered at the Gaming Con that was really freaking awesome. My favorite booth out of all of them was the exotic gaming gear.
That was probably one of my favorite booths too. Speaking of which, he did this hat,
Deadpool.
Yeah, and her shirt and
his styles and the airbrush and everything. They do custom work. It's incredible.
Yeah, check out Exotic Gamer Gear. They have a Twitter I found, but he's not really active on it. It seems like his main thing is Instagram, which I totally understand being an artist. Like Instagram is perfect for artists.
But it's a lot of really cool wicked stuff.
But he's actually local from I mean we know he's in the state we live in. I don't know what city he's in. For all we know, he can be down south or something, but
I think up north for some reason.
I can kind of see it being like Orem or something. I don't know. I can see it being kind of either or. I mean, I can even see it being in the city. So, I mean, I kind of wouldn't be surprised either way.
After checking out their Instagram, though, I realized I want to buy more stuff.
I even told him on Instagram, I'm like, damn, dude, I might have you. I'm probably gonna have you be doing some stuff pretty soon, because I want to do some channel giveaways and just some stuff like that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that literally was one of my favorite booths as well too. That one, then the one I played Overwatch in on the PC was an awesome booth. It was funny because when we went last year, our first one, the best booth at that one was probably like the FYE one.
Yeah, that's where we got our limited or special edition.
Yeah, we have a limited edition Vault Boy. Yeah, he's that one we kept in the box. That one he's still in the box in the other room.
But you know what would be also cool about you getting a booth is we could take the whole weekend off of work and be like, sorry, we gotta go, we got a booth, and we're there all weekend.
Run it the whole weekend. I mean, the thing is though, is that I would almost probably take the Friday off too because they actually open on Friday.
Exactly, it'd be Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm
going again next year.
Exactly. It's going to be a yearly tradition. It's and the cool thing is the biggest convention or anything we have in this area is our Comic-Con. We have there's a Comic-Con for our state.
Really isn't all that old. It's only been,
but it's been huge right from the beginning. I mean, it's only been around.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con paved the way, and then they finally brought it to Salt Lake. We don't get as many famous faces or like what San Diego gets.
No, yeah,
it wasn't the first year they already had to move it to a different venue because the first one just wasn't big enough.
Yeah, it blew up immediately.
One of these days we'll actually go to Comic-Con where...
Well, then there's the other one. Then there's the fan experience. Then there's Fan X as well, too. So there's actually two, like, Comic-Con kind of things, and then the Gaming Con. But the thing that I was getting into is the company that puts on our Comic-Con one actually bought the Gaming Con, and this year was their first year of them putting it on. And obviously that's a huge reason why it was a lot bigger and better.
Which was a big scare when I bought the tickets and it said Comic-Con. I'm like, wait, what? I wanted to go to the Gaming Con. Not that I wouldn't want to go to Comic-Con.
Because it was...
I'd still love to, but...
Because it was Salt Lake Comic-Con presents Gaming Con.
One of these days we'll make it to Comic-Con. But, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm definitely really stoked for the future. I mean, even at this one, they even had, like, guests. Because remember last year...
Last year we only
there was one guest. Remember, there was one guest, that cosplayer, that female cosplayer.
Yeah, but we were really there only like 2.5 hours. We got there
That's true.
We couldn't go Sunday, and we went Saturday after you got off of work because you were working that day, and we got in like the last 2.5 hours, no more than 3, that we were there, and we were having issues with our tickets because the barcode on the phone wouldn't scan. And the guys at the door were like, well, there's only like 2 hours left anyways. Why don't you just... We ended up getting in for free because our barcode things weren't scanning. But... And my nephew, he was like, I'm so happy I could die. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was stoked on it. So yeah, I'm definitely stoked to see what it's gonna be like even next year because of how much bigger it got just from last year. Like I was saying, there was a lot more guests. I mean, there was like voice actors from the Mass Effect series. There's even
I truly think you should consider a booth.
You know, I would love to do that. Like, I don't have to consider anything. I know I'd love to do it.
Well, I mean, like, let's make it happen.
I know. I mean, it just takes so much to do that. I mean, think like how much work you have to do to be able to even like fill your booth and
get drawn.
I know. Remember how much stuff I was putting out?
I know you can do it.
Remember the stacks of drawings and paintings and all that crap I would have. Like, yeah,
you sold a lot of it too.
And that's the thing. A lot of it I sold too. So like the stuff I did have, like, yeah. With all the stuff I sold too, like it would be insane. But yeah, let's get into the Doctor Who thing. That could probably be the next thing.
Doctor Who. Oh my. Where to begin? Really?
Yeah.
I don't think we even went over the season finale, where it was an actual 2-parter that deep down inside I truly just loved more than anything. For a season ending, because it was the genesis of the Cybermen. I don't know what it is about the Cybermen, but they are my favorite monster in Doctor Who. I just like the delete. I have no feelings. Delete. I'm an upgrade. I can fly.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna get into huge spoilers too. So don't.
Yes, it's gonna be huge spoilers, but. I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't know. Some of my all-time favorite season finales is 10, where he's knocked the knock 4 times.
Yeah, that one was really good.
That one was really good. But Genesis, that one, I loved it. I loved it so much. I was surprised the whole time when you find out about the master and
yeah, the reveal when the John Sims master came out. Yeah, because we knew he was coming, that he was gonna be in this season.
Which I honestly kind of felt betrayed, because before I knew who he was, the way he was acting and the way he's just kind of so goofy, I was like, oh, I like this character. He seems cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, this character is witty and funny and just sarcastic and has no emotion. Like, well, has emotion, but
Hey,
is
Axe.
just not honest. Hello.
How's it going? We're just recording our podcast.
Going over Doctor Who, so if you're a fan, spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly did feel betrayed when you found out it was Sims. John.
The John Sims
Yeah.
master, yeah.
Yeah. I really did feel betrayed, because it was like I was really loving that character and how he was with Bill, and then you find out who he is, and it's like, what? You made me love this character, and then you turn it around on me, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you even said something about how he was like one of your favorite characters in Doctor Who for like in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
he was pretty. Yeah, he was funny, and I totally didn't. Yeah, I totally didn't see that coming. That it was that was him.
Yeah, and it was just. It may just be a show, but the emotional damage is real. By far, it just grips at my heart, and it's just like.
That's, I mean, Doctor Who and The Walking Dead does that for me.
Yeah, Walking Dead. Ooh, yeah, Walking Dead. I can't wait for. And we can start doing our Talking Decay again.
Yeah, yeah. During the Walking Dead season, we have our Talking Decay Walking Dead podcast as well too.
You know what? I just realized I should have showed you before we started.
What?
The Doctor Who trailer for the Christmas special.
Damn it! Yeah, I forgot.
It looks so good. I'm so excited.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it the second I saw it, of course, and then I saved it because I have to show you.
And you're yelling at me for watching the Thor Ragnarok trailer yesterday.
Hey, no, that one was because when I first saw it, we had decided we would save it for later.
Semantics. It's the pot calling the kettle black.
So I'm a hypocrite.
Anyways, let's get right into the big elephant in the room as far as Doctor Who is concerned. The 13th Doctor was announced.
As a woman. I love
What's her name again?
Jodie Whittaker.
Jodie Whittaker?
Mm-hmm.
I know it was Whittaker, but are you sure Jodie?
Yeah, Jodie.
That doesn't sound right.
It is, I swear.
Was it Jodie Whittaker?
Yeah. I've been seeing it all over Facebook.
Yeah, you would. That's right. You would remember more than I would. Okay.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
That's a first. I don't usually remember more than you. But when was it? Last weekend, wasn't it? On Saturday, this little Saturday morning,
this little this little 1 minute video came out. This little teaser saying that the 13th Doctor was going to be revealed the next day after Wimbledon, I think is what it was.
Something like that.
I think it was the tennis competition that was going on, Wimbledon, I think.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was revealed, and what was it? An amazing trailer. And it's really interesting because me and you actually brought this up on this podcast last year, or whenever it was, when the Master.
But there is more I want to say about the Doctor being a woman, but I'm going to let you finish.
Well, no. Remember last year we actually talked about it, about when the Master was a woman, like about there being a doctor as a female doctor.
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to say, is that I love how they I felt like they tested it out with the Master.
I think they
turned the
did.
Master into Missy, and I actually loved Missy from the very second she was introduced.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how she was, and it's a little so. That's the thing about Doctor Who and a male doctor and a female doctor. A female can be a little more vindictive because it's just a natural thing for women to be vindictive. Whereas men, they're just like, you hurt my friend, you shall pay, type of, like revenge. But I like how they introduced Missy as a female master before they introduced the woman doctor. But I am really super excited because I think she's going to do incredible. There's been a lot of throwback, though, with a lot of people are upset that it's a woman, female doctor. Oh no, da 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 da. But the doctor said himself in that episode with Bill.
With Bill on the last episode.
Time Lords are so far beyond that
they don't worry about, your petty gender stereotypes, this and that, like, and bigotry, and
there's just no like big fuss about it. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
I love the reveal video that they put out.
It was incredible.
I love how they did it, and I like how she looks too. Like,
me too.
She has a dope looking style, and like I'm just so intrigued to see like what her personality's like
me too.
How it's gonna portray into like her past incarnations. Like, how does it change?
Well, and you know what else is that before she was revealed as Doctor Who, I really had no idea who she was.
No,
I don't know what she's been in. I don't know what she's done.
We didn't even really hear her name being thrown around. The name that was being thrown around a lot was the Chris Marshall or whatever.
But a lot of people who are fighting back, like, oh no, how could you choose her to be the Doctor? She's such a bland actor. This and this is like all the things that they're saying. I wouldn't know personally from my end. And I don't want to go and look up all of her other roles and try to get a feel of who she is. I want to just see her as the Doctor.
Exactly.
I want to just see what she has to offer and what it's going to be.
I'm glad you brought that up. I don't really want to see anything else she's done.
Because I've heard so many negative comments about, oh, she's this type of this person or this type of that. And
it helps you suspend that disbelief so much easier when you haven't seen him as anything.
Exactly, because it's like the American version of Ben Affleck being Batman. So many people are like, "Oh no, he can't be," and still so many people think not to be.
I was very outspoken against the casting choice of Batfleck.
Yes, as was I.
I was also the first to admit that he did do really good.
Yeah, he impressed me. He blew me away with Batman. So it's like, give him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Give her a chance. I think it's going to be incredible, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either. I can't wait either. I'm wondering, like, it's gonna be this next season is gonna be so interesting because they just piled it on, because not only new Doctor, probably a new companion, new showrunner, new writers,
everything,
whole new everything.
I'm actually kind of excited for that.
And now they're throwing on the first female Doctor on top of that, like.
I'm really kind of excited for that because the run of... I loved the Impossible Girl when she was the Impossible Girl. The second she became Clara Oswald, around that time, and that one girl that was like, my name is me, da-da-da-da, like, I didn't like those characters. I didn't like that storyline. I thought she was going to be more epic from, like, the Doctor's daughter from the past or something, when you see the previews. That I was actually kind of getting concerned with the writing because there was only a few episodes here and there that I really liked, whereas the other ones I'm like...
It's crazy for how revered Moffat used to be in the Doctor Who world, but so many fans, I found out kind of recently, but I guess so many fans for the last couple of years have actually kind of wanted him out. Like, and I kind of agree with him to some extent. Like, a lot of it... There has been stale parts. There has been parts where they're rehashing kind of stuff.
I think
because remember this season, there was a couple episodes this season where you're like, oh, this reminds me of that, and this reminds me of that old episode.
It's repetitive. It was becoming repetitive.
But then it ended great. Like, this was probably Capaldi's best season.
Yeah. Oh, by far.
By far, this was Capaldi's best season.
The one thing that I don't think anybody is ever going to be able to top when it comes to Moffat is his overall long story arcs. River Song, The Silence. Like, how do you, like, you already planned 12 like episodes ahead, and nobody else has
he
any
was
idea.
so good at writing in long arcs.
Yeah. See, and then having it all tie back together to where it makes sense, and it's like, how?
See, and to talk about the Christmas special alone, what I'm really stoked is how the season finale ended.
Right.
The first Doctor.
Right.
They're tying it back in.
I do want to say one
with the first
thing
one,
about
like
Moffat. My only complaint about him is how often he would kill a character and bring him back. Kill a character? Oh, just kidding. He's not dead. There's this loophole that they survive through, and it's like, people die in a show. You expect them to just be like, oh no, that person's gone. Not, oh, they're coming back anyways. So it's,
there was so many times Moffat has done that, or all this crazy crap would happen, and then at the end of the episode, it's like, oh, psych, they were just asleep. None of it never happened.
That is my only complaint about Moffat's writing. I mean, I loved his long story arcs, but when it came to characters dying and then being brought back and then dying, it was like, okay, come on.
But when he's good, he's damn good.
Exactly.
like Blink,
Exactly.
you know, and
yeah,
I mean, of course I do. So
complete.
Summing it up, bottom line is I can't wait for the Christmas special and the season after that.
You know, just
because here's the thing, real quick though, is Moffat writing the Christmas special? Is the Christmas special going to be his last, or is he done now?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think he'd be done because remember when you get the seasons on DVD, the Christmas special
is a standalone.
Is on
its own.
Okay, when you get a season DVD, say you bought the season 10. The Christmas special at the beginning is actually the Christmas special after 9. They put it with the next one.
Exactly.
So technically, if that was like his,
I'll have to pay attention to that. But what I was gonna say real quick, just to be a squirrel, is speaking of Christmas, I've actually seen Christmas shows on TV. Like when I got back, Elf was on. So I'm like, oh dear God, it's gonna be Christmas before we know it. Like it seems so far away, but they're playing Christmas on TV in July.
Yeah, it's like 5 months or something like that.
So and then it's like with the Destiny beta, it like creeped up on you, like boom, it's here, and you're like, wait, what? Where did the time go? So
yeah, which I'm stoked at that because Destiny 2 is dropping in September, September 6th. So.
And it's gonna happen sooner than you think, and so is a Christmas special, and I can't wait. I want to see what she has to offer. I want to see what she is like on Doctor Who. Yeah,
I'm definitely stoked for the next season. I don't know. I kind of wouldn't
on DVD.
I kind of wouldn't be surprised if he did write the Christmas special, or
it could have been like co-op where they both wrote it,
like him and Chibnall.
Because I think they've done that before. Well, kind of, where it's like
they've done.
He does a few episodes, they do a few episodes. On this one, I don't know if it would be two of them on one episode, but it could be possible.
Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely check the credits on that one because I'm not sure.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. God, I forgot what the other. Yeah, because we already got into Destiny a little bit. Yeah, and like I said, I'm trying not to get too much into the Destiny stuff because I'm gonna, completely dive into that with Homicidal tomorrow on the Daily Dose when we start the stream.
You know what I realized we haven't really been going over too much? The top movies that are out.
That
reviews.
That was some of the last
thing
stuff
that originally started our podcast like a year ago or so.
That was some of the things. Some of the that's what I wanted to get into. Lastly, this week is some of these trailers that have been coming out that have been coming out at Comic-Con right now.
A lot of them. It is Christmas in July.
First, let's just start with the TV one. We saw the Walking Dead one.
which looks incredible. I cannot wait. October cannot come soon enough.
How about
Actually, it kind of can, but still.
what do you make of that ending, that very last scene?
Maybe he's in a coma. I don't know. It's
It is
weird,
so
'cause there's
surreal.
like a weird glow to his beard, and it's like super gray, and
Yeah.
it doesn't quite make sense.
Like if any of you guys in chat haven't seen the newest trailer for the upcoming season of Walking Dead, there's a clip like at the end. It's just a shot of Rick in a bed. Yeah, he's like in a hospital bed, clearly a hospital bed.
And there's been a lot of memes of his start photo. To that, sorry.
His what?
In the first episode of Walking Dead, where he like wakes up, that picture of him, that first one, is side by side the most recent one in this trailer. Didn't mean to interrupt though. My bad.
I don't know why they're doing that, because he looks different. So I don't know why that doesn't make
It's
any
just
sense.
memes on media.
All right. But no, he's laying in a hospital bed, but the lighting's really different. Like it's not real, you know. It makes it look like it's like a dream or some kind of alternate reality, alternate version or something.
It's just.
Yeah. But he literally just like opens his eyes, wakes up, but it's very clear that time has gone by. Like he's really gray and really big beard.
He has lost his mind before, though. Remember when he thought someone was on the phone? Maybe he got hit in the head real hard.
Yeah, so...
Hopefully not by Lucille, but...
But the thing is even if he did, like, somehow fall into a coma or something or anything like that, he's not going to be in a nice hotel or nice hospital room.
No. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. It looks incredible, and I cannot wait.
It's just crazy because, like, I've read a lot of rumors and stuff online that when the Walking Dead universe does get wrapped up, that they might do that, you know, he'll wake up in a coma and none of it ever happened. It was all just in his head when he was in an initial coma.
I would really hope that's not how they end it.
And I really think that's what they're teasing with that shot. I kind of have a feeling that shot like might have nothing to do with the next season. It might not even be in it. It might just be a little troll, like a little thing to just kind of mess with people. It could be
like a warning that, hey, we're gonna wrap up Walking Dead soon. No, not necessarily wrapping up, but
I don't know. Kirkman is very subliminal like that too. Like
it could be his own version of an Easter egg. I'm just super excited.
It's definitely like some kind of like Easter egg or sign.
Honestly,
like he's.
Though, if they end it that way to where it was all just a dream and none of it actually happened, I would be very, 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 very upset because I got very attached to those characters, and you can't just dream those up. Like, I know it's still TV show, they're not necessarily real anyways, but
thing
it's
is
like the emotional damage is real.
That show, like everything has just gone to hell so bad, and the survivors have changed so much. It's like, how do you wrap up a show like that other than, oh, psych, none of it ever happened?
I would be sad.
Because, like, even if somehow they find a cure, like, let's say some cure is found or whatever, and then every zombie's killed and all that's left is just the survivors. Well, now you're still left with a bunch of people effed in the head and crazy, you know? It's like...
Exactly.
Maybe that's how, like, the movie The Crazies started or something. Like, I don't know.
Something. I'm super excited. But then some of the other previews we saw...
Thor Ragnarok we watched last night.
Ragnarok?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't say it last night.
Ragnarok, which is actually the like ancient Greek word for it's like the ancient Greek Armageddon is what it is.
It looks incredible. I cannot wait. I am super stoked. It looks like it's gonna have the same comedy that most of the others have had.
The MCU, yeah. It looks just typical MCU. It looks good though. Like I am stoked for it.
Although
that's gonna be a busy time of the year actually, because that's November. just in video games in November, there's like a few big name video games that are coming out that month, and then now you also have Thor Ragnarok, and also Justice League is also that same month.
Which is exactly what I was going to go ahead and get into. Is we've been super slacking. We still haven't seen Wonder Woman. We need to see that before.
Or Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Spider-Man either.
Spider-Man just came out like
I
2
know.
weeks ago.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's been out for a while, and it's like, how have we not gone to see it yet?
It's actually almost to that point where we're just gonna wait and just buy it instead of go see it.
Yeah, I don't think it's even in theaters anymore, so we're just gonna have to buy it the second it comes out. But we did go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. Loved it so much. It was incredible.
We did talk about that in an older episode, though.
Yeah, but we saw the preview for the Justice League. That looks good, and Thor looks good too. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of good movies coming out too. It's a good time to kind of be a dork right now.
It's a good time to be this age in this era. Because you grow up with comics, you're reading them, they're superheroes, and then it's like it's like all the superhero movies. You notice it's not just kids, it's the adults that grew up with the original.
Well, this could be like a whole other topic for a whole other show, but like it's cool to be a nerd now, you know? Like back when I was in high school and all this, you know, like I was this way, you know, I've always been this way, but back then it kind of wasn't cool to be into video games and comics and, you know, stuff like that. Now
the world and times are changing.
Yeah, and I'm glad, like
me too.
I'm glad that it's that way, you know, but
it's so cool to see it like become such a big part of what entertainment is now.
Yeah, like, I mean the biggest movies is the MCU and the DC movies now, and TV shows, like most of the TV shows you see are all comic related.
It's really freaking awesome.
I mean the video games industry is still just crazy as always, like, and that's what's crazy. I mean when we had the economic collapse, you know, years ago, the video game industry was hit. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it came out unscathed, but it also was still doing pretty good at that time. The way it was hit the most is unfortunately, there was a lot of layoffs, there was a lot of studio closures, so you were seeing a lot of stuff like that, but games were still being made. It was just kind of the smaller studios you were seeing were the ones that were suffering, and closing, and unfortunately layoffs and stuff like that. But the big name publishers were still pushing out games and content and stuff, and so the industry was still doing okay to some extent. So it's not like the industry has ever like completely tanked, but
no, it hasn't. But I mean, a lot.
But
of
it's picked right back up again though.
A lot of things have changed, because you remember going to Blockbuster. Like,
yeah,
there's no more Blockbusters. No. There's no more VHS. There's none of it.
Not only that,
you could also get games at Blockbuster.
And
now we go to GameFly.
Well, not only that, this is another thing that's crazy with the advancement of technology and everything. We know the print media has been hit really hard. Newspapers and magazines; those industries have been hit super hard. The
books,
the paper, even books, yeah, even the book industry. Obviously, like the movie rental industry, like you were saying, completely just collapsed, because now you have, you know, everyone just downloads everything. You have the internet, Netflix, Hulu, all this stuff.
Well, and even
but now with Netflix bringing in bigger actors and more shows and more exclusive shows and all this stuff, like Netflix is eventually just going to be everything. I mean, pretty soon, like you're going to see, and you're actually already seeing it to some extent, but the cable industry is dwindling as well now, you know, like.
I'm slightly worried, but not too worried about that whole internet cable thing, that some companies are trying really hard not to allow the cable companies to charge more, to where it's like, oh, you have this cable company, you want to use Netflix on the service we provide, upgrade your plan.
You're
the
talking
net war or something like that.
that net neutrality stuff that was
net
going
neutrality. That I really think that is BS, and they should not freaking control it. We're already paying for the service anyways. Why you gotta be such a greedy bastard?
Yeah, I know. I really hope nothing really comes of that. I hope that we don't lose that. I hope net neutrality stays. I also don't know if that was just some kind of scare tactic pushed by someone else with some kind of agenda.
That's true. You never really know.
Because I've never heard about that crap until then. You know, it's like you can't really believe a lot of the stuff that you see, but at the same time, that would suck if that happened. Like
that would really suck. It would just be horrible. But it just reminded me of how I got into that show Adam Ruins Everything and that whole McDonald's story. It's like they paid to put out false information to change the media's opinion of things. So everything's already fixed. It's just like,
oh yeah,
it was probably a scare tactic, but I don't know. In this day and age, so many things go by unnoticed, and then the ones that do notice them are the super paranoid ones.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes, you know, like the people are like, God, that guy's like paranoid, you know, all the time or whatever. But it's like, but he was right. Well, you know, it's like
half the time they are right.
Yeah, it's like you have to pay attention to them too. So that's why I'm saying, like, with this whole net neutrality thing, it's like, yeah, I'd never heard of it before and all this, and all of a sudden it's just this big deal and everywhere. But like I said, if it is true, and if something like that did happen, like I said, that would.
Part of me thinks honestly, part of me thinks that it could happen. I just don't think it would happen for a long time. And it's kind of like way back in the day with Nikola Tesla.
Tesla.
I cannot talk.
Nikolai Tesla.
Yeah. His original idea vehicle wasn't to go off gas.
Mm-hmm.
See? But...
Henry Ford.
It's like how we got into that conversation on the way home that one day about what if the government couldn't lie for one day. Like, because we were talking about liar, liar, they would collapse so quick. I don't know how I got onto this subject. I need to go relax.
Yeah, the stream's dipping and crashing, kind of.
Well, we've been on for an hour.
Yeah, we're pretty much going to wrap it up right there anyway.
It's much more successful this time around.
Well, yeah, this one's going to get uploaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't such a space cadet.
Yeah, so that is, yeah, we're going to stop it there. So that's going to wrap up the podcast for this week.
Before we get into more political stuff.
Yeah, but I am going to keep streaming. I'm going to probably get back into some more frame or something maybe. I don't know. I kind of need to see how the stream's holding up. It started dipping and dropping frames, so hopefully it'll stay up. But
I'm going to go relax.
I have been streaming for 10.5 hours. I don't know. I might actually... No, I don't know.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, let me wrap up the podcast first. So thanks for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube later on, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, sub to the channel for more content, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for stopping by, Stylus and Solaris, and chilling with us. I enjoyed it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care. Bye.
All right, 10:40.
10:40. 10:40. 40.